Hi, I'm Bruce.
And I'm Susan. We were incredibly blessed last fall, watched God really move in our lives in a financial way, but it all kind of started a little bit before that. So we had taken the Dave Ramsey class years ago and decided last January to jump into the sort of refresher course for us of Dave Ramsey here at church. And so we were really trying to plow through some consumer debt. And so we were doing that, and COVID hit, in March, and we were like, okay, we're just gonna keep on very faithful to our budgeting every month, doing all that. At work, they did not offer a cost of living raise for this next contract, right? We work at a school, private school.
With Susan working in admissions, I probably had a better understanding than anyone else on staff that numbers were not at that time where they should be for re-enrollment and new enrollment.
In November, we got a letter in our mailboxes at work that said because enrollment actually was higher than they had anticipated, that they wanted to give us a bonus. It would be the equivalent of a cost of living raise, but instead of giving it to us over months, it was going to be in one chunk. And so I was like, that's awesome. That's fantastic. So then we got together and we looked at what those were together, and we were so excited because the amount of the two checks together that we were going to get was going to pay off a consumer debt. And so we just were really excited about that. And then we were like, hey, wait a second. We need to tithe on that because that's technically income. So we were like, okay, so if we tithe, then we're just short, right? Just not quite there. And we're like, okay, that's great. Well, then I checked our checking account, and the state of North Carolina decided to give everyone money for the fact that we were doing remote education, right? And so we had this tax stimulus, I guess, from the state of North Carolina. And if you took that check and added it to the two checks that we'd gotten from work, added them together, paid tithe on that, we had exactly the amount to pay off that portion of consumer debt. And so just grateful to God that He orchestrated that for us when He knew we were being faithful with the things that we needed to do, but He orchestrated that all to kind of fall into place for us.
I would say to anyone who's considering tithing that God said in His own word, try me now in this, test me. He doesn't say test me in any other place. He says test me. And so I would say, test Him. Give Him a shot. Because God's 90% blessed will go much further than your 100% unblessed.
It's just a given. Like, it's just what we do. And I would encourage anyone who isn't tithing to just try it. You will be amazed.